Hello everybody and welcome to College Days 101 YouTube channel. In today's video, I will discuss about the top 4 myths that almost everyone has about Middle East jobs and careers. In this video, I will tell you what you can expect, what salary you can expect as a fresher if you want to work in any of the Middle Eastern countries, and how's life there, what are the living expenses, and most importantly, I will, as I said earlier, I will burst this. So, so who I am to burst this myths and how do I know all these things? So, unlike other YouTubers, I am not just taking the information from others and I am discussing it, but rather I am a person who is actually working in Middle East for a Middle Eastern company, but I am working remotely. Okay, and that is how I know about the uh, salary, what are the salaries for freshers, what are the ways to get a job in Middle East, and has the higher chances to get hired, what are the living expenses over there, and all of these things. So without extending it further, let's start the video. So the very first myth, the number one myth that everyone has about Middle East or Middle Eastern countries or the Gulf countries is that the salary, no matter what experience you have, or if you are, even if you are a fresher, you will have a high salary. I have seen that people are like, you might be any fresher, or sorry, you might have done anything, or you might be a fresher. At least you will get a salary of 1 lakh Indian rupees per month if you work in Middle East. So, friends, this is not the case. Okay, so right now, Middle Eastern, job market is very competitive because earlier, like almost 10 to 15 years back in 2010 to 2012, somewhat in this time, people used to get these kind of salaries like 2 lakh per month Indian rupees, 1.5 Indian rupees per month. Okay, this was for white collar jobs like for engineers, doctors, lawyers, and all. So, in this video, I will cover the salaries and all these things with respect to civil engineering because I am a civil engineer and I'm working in civil field, so I can comment only about civil engineering. So, if you are not a civil engineer or if you are not an engineer, by the way, you can skip this video. Okay? So, what are the salary expectations you should have? So currently, based on the competition and because there are so many people coming on visit visa, coming to countries like Dubai, is very easy to come on visit visa or tourist visa to find a job. Many people do this. That is why the average salary for a fresher has now reduced to somewhere around 3,000 UAE dinar. So many of my friends have also reported that for a site role, for a site engineer role, for a trainee civil engineer role, ठीक है, or for mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, these people who are in core engineering branches, they are reported to get 2000 dinar or 2000 Saudi riyal, 2 to 3000, 2.5, and some have even started working at 1500 dinar or 1500 Saudi riyal. ठीक है? And the salary, average salary trend for a fresher is going down, down, down. तो ये तो हो गया about the first myth. The second myth is about the perks that you get for working in Middle East. So, as you might be knowing, your uncles, your relatives, or your friends, your family friends, anyone working in Middle East, or through your relatives, through your mutual friends, you might have got to know that there are many perks that you get working in Middle East. Like you get a home, accommodation, free of cost from the company. You get 3 times food, वो भी अच्छा खासा food, free of cost from the company, fully covered insurance, other health benefits, car for transportation, and all. People say that it's just like a government job, the typical Indian Sarkari job, but this is just a myth. This is not at all true because most probably the people who are getting all these perks, they are either highly valuable for their company, they bear highly valuable skills, they are not replaceable easily. That is why they have got these many perks based on their experience, decades long experience. Okay. In present job market, all these perks are being given to the people who are working in remote site locations, like in villages or somewhere between the cities where there is literally no infrastructure and no visible man lives there, like a role of site engineer or project manager, who have to work on site, who have to stay on site, or maybe for factory workers, if there is a factory or refinery in somewhere in a remote location, there you will have a free of cost accommodation provided by the company near to the your working site location. You will get transportation, like you will get a bus or maybe a car based on your designation and experience, and you will get food provided on site, and also wherever you live, like wherever they are given you the accommodation. So in exceptional cases, I have seen that accommodation and transport is given for people working in office also. But for most of the cases, if you are working, if you want to take a work in office, or if you want to go for a IT job or a office related 100%, if you work in office, your work doesn't involve you to be on site. Okay, this is especially for civil, mechanical, electrical engineers who want to work in office related job. Then you will not get accommodation, you will not get transport, and you will probably not get food. But if you are highly valuable, the companies will give you accommodation, but mostly they will not give you transport and food. Now, the third myth that people have is getting a job in Middle East for a fresher or for someone who is early in their career, like having 1 to 2 years experience, is very easy as compared to the developed countries or the first world countries like US, UK, Canada, and Australia. But the truth is that here also it is equally, I would say, if not more difficult, it is equally, almost equally difficult nowadays to get a job. But in countries like Saudi, where there are huge and mega infrastructure projects coming up, in such countries you might be able to uh, get a job more easily than countries like Dubai, and you will have a higher salary package. As I said earlier, the competition is high because more and more people are coming, and the people who are coming are highly talented in Middle East. That is why you should expect that you will face difficulty in getting a job. Okay, if you want to get a job easily, then you should be highly skilled, and you should be among the top 10% of the people that you get in the industry. Now, the fourth and final myth is that even if you don't know English properly, or if your communication skills with English are not good, even then you will get a job easily. Okay, this is a big myth. This is the fourth myth that many people have, especially Indians and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis. So knowing good English, knowing having good verbal, written, and interpersonal communication skills with English is a must in Middle East, because you will be communicating in English only, because many people here know Arabic, and apart from Arabic they only know English. They will not know Hindi or Urdu or Bangladeshi. ठीक है, Bangla language, sorry. So you need to, if you don't know English, if you don't know how to communicate in English, you should learn to communicate in English. Otherwise, if you don't know communication, if your communication skills are weak, you don't know how to strike a conversation in English, and your written skills are also not well, drafting a mail and all अच्छा नहीं है, तो then you will not be hired. Straight away they will reject you. ठीक. Now, to give you a sense of the job market in Middle East, I will discuss with you three case studies that I have with me. So these are real life experiences of people. These are my friends and my college friends or school friends. ठीक है. So first example is of my one of my school friend. So he graduated in civil engineering in 2021 from a normal tier 3 college. While he was in college, he worked for 1 year. ठीक है, as an intern he worked in the office, he worked on site, he used to manage various construction sites of a top architect or civil engineer in my city, in my town. While in college, he acquired 1 year of experience. He had 1 year's experience certificate. Then after his college, he got a job in Bangalore. He was working for Bosch factory to construct their new factory and make sure everything is working fine. He was managing the site there and piping operations and everything. Then here again he acquired another 1 year of experience. So he had 2 years of experience in 2022, in the year 2022. And after that he left the job and he came to my hometown. He worked here in for a construction of another factory. So he was like a project in charge here. He had many laborers, he was managing laborers, he was managing site engineers under him, and he was also responsible for hiring some people. He used to take interviews of some small site engineers and laborers and hire them. So even after having after having so much of this much experience, and he thought he should go to Middle East. So what he did was he simply took a tourist visa of 3 months and he straight away went to Dubai. And in Dubai he had his uh, relative who was working as an HR in some other company. So he helped him. He stayed with him for 3 months. He went to various companies. He gave walk-in interviews. He went to job fairs and all. But still, he was not able to get a job given this experience because they were asking him for Gulf experience and they were considering him as fresher. And finally, he got some 2 to 3 offers from लोकल एंड सम स्मॉल कंपनी जो यहाँ पे इंडिया पे होते हैं ना, लोकली जो छोटे मोटे कॉन्ट्रैक्टर या छोटे मोटे इंजीनियर्स होते हैं, वैसे वाले कंपनीज में ही गॉट ऑफर. एंड द ऑफर वाज आल्सो नॉट ग्रेट. ही गॉट एन ऑफर ऑफ 2.5 to 3,000 dinars. I would say this is not good because the living expenses are high. What are the living expenses in Middle East? In Saudi or in Dubai, the expenses are like, if the company gives you accommodation, there is case one. If company doesn't give you accommodation, if the company gives you an accommodation, ठीक है, then your living expenses would be around 3 to 3.5k Saudi Riyal or UAE dinar. ठीक है, if you get accommodation and transport or any of these, then it would be around 1.5k to 2.5k. 1.5k in the case you get transport and accommodation both. 2 to 2.5k it would be in the case that you get only one, like if you get only transport or if you get only the accommodation. So because of these reasons, because the expenses are high and he thought this is not worth, he won't be able to live there properly, and they were not providing him with accommodation, transport, or food, anything also. And plus on this, they were not giving him offer letter. They just said कि आओ जाओ यार कल से जो ये जो है जॉब ज्वाइन कर लो, एंड तुम्हारे जो है काम के ऊपर जिस जिस टाइप से तुम काम करते हो उसके ऊपर हम देख लेंगे, बाद में ऑफर लेटर दे देंगे. So he found that it must be a scam because many of such cases will be a scam. ठीक है. uh, he didn't get offer letter, then they asked him to deposit some money also. So that is why he left Dubai and he came. तो second case study है मेरे colleague का. He did his MBA from Amity University, RICA School of Built Environment in Real Estate and Urban Infrastructure Planning. He had some of his relatives and friends in Middle East, like he had some in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Saudi also. So, because of this and because of his college and his prestigious degree, he was able to land a job in Dubai. But his uh, salary was 4,000 रियाल. ठीक है, 4,000, सॉरी, दिनार जो सऊदी दुबई की करेंसी है, यूएई दी. तो ही joined in this company as a procurement engineer. He used to do the work of procurement engineer and quantity surveyor both. ठीक है, he worked there for 1 year. Then on the same role he got another offer in Abu Dhabi, so he came to Abu Dhabi. He worked there for 2 years and 7 months. After that, he came to my present company where he is working as a valuer, and he is been here for 1 year and 3 months. So even after switching so many jobs, now his salary, after getting promotion, his salary must be around 7,000 to 8,000 सऊदी रियल, नॉट मोर देन दैट. ये तो सेकंड केस स्टडी हो गई. आप देख लो कि व्हाट यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम दिस. ठीक है, एंड टेल मी इन द कमेंट्स डाउन बिलो दैट व्हाट यू लर्नड एंड व्हाट वर योर रिफ्लेक्शंस फ्रॉम दिस केस स्टडी. देन द थर्ड केस स्टडी is of my colleague who used to work in my previous company. So before joining that company, he had experience, ठीक है, अच्छा खासा experience था of 3 years in retail valuation. Then he came to my previous company, which was one of the top IPCs. IPCs अगर पता नहीं है तो गूगल सर्च कर लो. You will get to know what are IPCs. Here in my previous company, he worked for around a year, 2 years, not 1 year, 2 years, around 2 years he worked there. And after actively looking for jobs from here in India only, he looked for jobs. He didn't had any MBA or MTech or any master's degree. So he was pursuing his executive MBA. Actively he was networking with people working in Saudi and Dubai and Abu Dhabi. ठीक है, and he was making relationships and he was asking for referrals and jobs. ठीक है, but he was highly unsuccessful for first 6 months. Then after 6 months from my present company he got an offer. ठीक है, I also referred him, but before that also they had contacted him at the same time. तो that time he didn't join. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ही मिस द अपॉर्चुनिटी. तो ये ध्यान रख लेना कि जब भी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले छोड़ना नहीं. ही ऑल्सो they were offering him also remote role just like me. Finally he got a job in a Saudi company. His job location was in Riyadh. His salary that they gave him was around 4,500 or 5,000 riyal, something like this. And they provided him with accommodation, and there was no transport and no food. ठीक है, only this much. And health insurance और जो भी Saudi law के according whatever the perks you get. So the role that he got was a consulting role. कंसल्टिंग वैल्यूएशंस या रियल एस्टेट कंसल्टिंग में रोल जो है ये है. बट according to the market he should be getting 8,000 riyal. Why they are giving him less is because he's not having any experience in real estate consulting, although he has worked for some of the assignments. But still they will consider you as a fresher if you have 2 3 years or 1 year's experience in the related field. ठीक है, तो this is how it's working and this is how competitive it is getting in Middle East.